I'm Kathy Thompson. I'm the Preservation and Long Range Planning Program Manager for Charles County Government, and I oversee the Historic Preservation Program. So that program aims to identify, to preserve, and really to celebrate the stories and the sites that are significant to our collective history. We have many historic sites in Charles County that are historically significant, and some of our earliest sites to be preserved and to recognize include sites that are associated with our Revolutionary War patriots, including Thomas Stone, the signer of the Declaration of Independence, or General William Smallwood, who served in the Revolutionary War and later became the governor of Maryland. And we have a wonderful tradition to celebrate of the Maryland 400, who were a group of soldiers who fought gallantly at the Battle of Brooklyn to hold the line, which was a key battle. So a wonderful tradition of sites that recognize and celebrate these early attempts to secure freedom. But there are other stories in Charles County that are similar in many ways, but much less well known. I had an opportunity to work with Angela Bailey and Cameron Nelson recently, who are two college students working on a fellowship for the Underground Railroad Network to Freedom. And they are documenting new stories that are significant to Charles County.
My name is Angela Bailey. I'm originally from Port Tobacco, Maryland, and I'm currently a graduate student at the University of Maryland, and I'm getting 2 masters in historic preservation and applied anthropology. I'm interested in the archaeology of slavery and becoming a historic archaeologist in the future.
My name is Cameron Nelson. I'm a senior history and political science double major currently attending Howard University. And I am a part of the 400 Years of African American Fellows Program sponsored by the Maryland Department of Commerce, Transportation, and the Network to Freedom Foundation.
The fellowship that I was a part of was created by the Maryland State Tourism Department as well as the Maryland State Archives, and the purpose of the fellowship was to nominate more sites for the Network to Freedom program run by the National Park Service. Myself and 3 other fellows were tasked with researching sites that could be included onto the Network to Freedom in regions in Maryland. The Network to Freedom is a program created by the National Park Service, and essentially the purpose is to document sites related to the Underground Railroad, or more generally, freedom-seeking stories related to slavery. And it connects people with those stories through tourism events, sites. It allows for grants to be given to those sites to do future interpretation, and it also documents the sites on a larger database for descendants or anybody interested to research this history.
So I actually became involved because I became a fellow of something called the 400 Years of African American History. This was actually a fellowship provided through the Maryland Department of Commerce, the Maryland Department of Tourism, and in partnership with the Maryland State Archives and the Network to Freedom Foundation. And so because of this, I had access to not only working with the Maryland State Archives, however, in my description for the fellowship, I also had to create applications for the Network to Freedom Foundation.
For my portion of the fellowship, one of the sites that I nominated was the Port Tobacco jail sites. There were 2 Port Tobacco jail sites in the 19th century, and I'm nominating them as sort of a continuation of one another. One of them, the earlier 19th century site, is associated with the Bill Wheeler and Mark Caesar 1845 escape. That was where they both were held, as well as other people involved with the escape. It was where Bill Wheeler eventually escaped in 1846 and when they were held waiting for trial. And the later jail site, which is located nearby the earlier one, was the site of a few escapes as well. And they're no longer standing. They just survive as archaeology sites, but they were documented and found in the recent years, located outside of the currently reconstructed Port Tobacco courthouse.
Originally, I had my first assignment for my fellowship was actually to do research on Harriet Shepard. She was actually an enslaved woman from Chestertown, Maryland, who actually managed to escape via the Underground Railroad. Of that, one of my sources had originally said that she went by the alias of Rachel Moore. However, after doing more and more research, I found out that these two women were completely different. And this actually had led me and piqued my interest in the fact that many of the stories that at first we thought we knew might have minute or minor details that we think all bring the story together, but in reality could lead to a completely different pathway. So when my second assignment was to look into what we perceived as this completely different Rockville insurrection or resistance, I was extremely interested when we found out that the people involved were actually connected, seeing stories about what at that time I just saw or assumed was just another enslaved person called Bill Wheeler. And then after speaking with one of my fellows, Angela Bailey, who was actually covering the Port Tobacco insurrection or escape, we actually were able to piece things together and see these are actually related. And so this really brought out my enthusiasm and just pure excitement to do more research on the site.
I think the story of Mark Caesar and Bill Wheeler, who faced tremendous danger and bravery in their quest for freedom, is a story that equally deserves to be recognized and elevated and documented. So that's why I was so excited to work with Angela and Cameron on this project and to continue efforts to identify the sites that are significant to this story and work to preserve them for future generations.
Do you want to make positive contributions in your Charles County community but aren't sure where to start? Join one of Charles County's boards, commissions, or committees to see current vacancies and submit an application. Visit www.charlescountymd.gov and follow the boards and commissions links. Stepping up to serve the Charles County community will allow you to shape the county's present and future.
Applying for jobs with Charles County government is now easier and more efficient. Visit www.charlescountymd.gov for more information.
Hi, I'm Doria Fleischer. I'm your Charles County Government Community Engagement Coordinator, and I'm so excited to be at the town of Indian Head today on Saturday, September 25th. It is the town of Indian Head's 101st celebration. We are surrounded by fun games, food, people, an amazing parade. So stay tuned, you'll get to see some of the great stuff happening today in our county. I'm here with Mayor of Indian Head, Brandon Paulin, and I'm so glad that we made it today. And we were just saying the weather is beautiful, yeah? You guys like requested this.
Absolutely. You know, I prayed on it a little bit and it came to fruition. You know, earlier in the week, we're a little bit worried about some of the rain coming in, but no, you can't get a better day than this. You know, mid-70s, not a cloud in the sky.
It is, it's beautiful. So tell us a little bit about this event and what it took to put this together and why this is so important to the town of Indian Head.
Yeah, it took quite a lot to put together, you know, over accumulation of a couple years and then, you know, delayed because of, you know, the pandemic. You know, not a whole lot of events happened last year. So our centennial would have been in 2020, but, you know, it's a 101 and we're still going to celebrate. So, you know, between the parade, you know, some of the things going on here, there's a Lackey reunion, Henry Lackey High School reunion, and Po-Monkey High School reunions all going on right here. History displays, a 50-foot Ferris wheel in the back end of the green. It's going to be so much fun.
I love it. And so amazing to see so many people out here. Tell me about what it's like for you to look out and see the town of Indian Head just filled with all this activity.
Yeah, it's really special to me, you know, having been born and raised right in the town of Indian Head, right across from, you know, the Village Green where we're celebrating, you know, 101 years of our awesome little town here. It's great to see people that, you know, used to work, you know, down in Indian Head or used to live down in Indian Head, and they came up because it's such a special weekend. And then, you know, the current people right now, you know, that live here and are like, man, we've been dying for a celebration like this. So it's cool to see kind of the mix of, you know, old and new and, you know, all really come together as one community and celebrate the day.
Well, I love that they're all together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have the pleasure of being here with Marianne Wheeler Cobb, the class of 1962 at Lackey High School. And I have to say, it took us a while to be able to talk with you, Marianne, because every time we tried to set it up, more of your friends kept circling in. I feel like I'm at the biggest high school party ever. So, Marianne, you said you've been in Charles County and Indian Head almost your whole life, yeah?
Yes.
And when you look out today and you see this 101st celebration, what does it mean to you to be here today after graduating in 62?
Oh, it's just magnificent. It's wonderful. This was the most wonderful place to grow up in. You know, we came out, we didn't have any chaperones. All our neighbors, we could go to their houses, and we had a ball in this community.
And other than catching up with friends, what are you going to do while you're here today celebrating?
Hoping to see a lot of people from a lot of different classes.
I love
Because
it.
we were close, because when we went to school, 7th through 12th was Lackey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and my mother was a teacher, 1st and 2nd grade
Gotcha.
for 39
What was
years
your-
in the county.
What was your mom's name?
Elizabeth Wheeler.
Good, thank you. Well, we're
Yep.
thrilled to have you guys here today, and please celebrate, have fun, enjoy the reunion. It is a pleasure to be standing here with three amazing and wonderful Pamunkey High School alum. We have Marie Bronner, Teresa Gant, and Mr. Phil Thomas. And this is really great. You guys were saying that you hope this isn't just a one-time event, but this happens every year. Tell me about when you graduated and why this is such a special day for you guys to be here.
Well, I graduated in 1960, and we'll be celebrating our 100th anniversary next year, probably right here on these grounds. And it means everything to me. Our school is our life, and so I'm glad to be here.
Excellent. And tell me about these ladies. Marie Bronner graduated what year?
1968 for
Woo! And Teresa Gant, what year are you?
1965, right?
65.
Teresa?
Okay, tell me about a high school memory, Phil. What do you remember? Were you good? Did you get in trouble? Did you have fun?
I would say, you remember Clint Eastwood and The Good, the Bad, the Ugly? Well, we can leave the ugly off, but certainly the good and the bad. But the bad part was really good. So I think my classmates and my friends, it's like I say, that's our life. They were our life. We
Love
all
it.
were one big family.
Yes.
One
That's
big
wonderful.
family, and was always the case.
Really excited to be here with Ron Satola, who is the Vice Mayor of the town of Indian Head and also the Chairman of the Board for Charles County Public Library, which is one of Charles County government's amazing partner agencies. So thank you for talking with us today. This is amazing, really nice to be here. And you're here in two roles, yes?
Yep, I got multiple roles, one of those two roles.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful.
Thank
So tell me about what it's like to be the Vice Mayor and look out and see your town just exploding with people having fun on this beautiful day.
It's been amazing. It took us 101 years to plan for this event, obviously. So I really want to sincerely thank the forefathers who saw the vision to incorporate this town in 1920. And then the base has been a great partner to work with. And ever since those guys started, many folks who have been elected officials made it happen. It's not us alone. It is the culmination of everybody putting in their own steps in the process. Margie Posey was the first African-American councilwoman. Curtis Smith was the first African-American male council person. And I, as an immigrant, was the first Nepali to be ever elected outside of Nepal in a publicly held position here. And that carries a history. And today it was so wonderful to see the fire brigades, the Charles County Public Library, obviously, the library mobile van right here. And then the immigrant community marching in unison because at this time we really need people to come together. And they say there's light at the end of the tunnel. This is the light. This is where the small community comes together to celebrate for big things to make it happen.
been a beautiful day out here in Indian Head celebrating the 101st birthday celebration of this great little town. There was amazing food, a wonderful parade, and tons of things to walk around and see. But I think the best part was just watching our community come together to celebrate.